last year, and then follow it up with a regular season championship for the first time in 13 seasons. And Riley Nelson will
dribble entries.
Shot clock winding down. Russ Augustinado off the mark with her first. Here's Rachel Rose. She and Maya Moore playing through injuries today. Russ will try again and knock it down. She's made. Demira Hines will try and keep things close in the lane today, along with Raven Thompson, and there's Fournier for three.
Fournier, and then they know personnel very well. Their schemes are excellent.
Corner three is good from
jump shots early.
Good sign for the Blue Devils, out to the 8-3 lead. One bucket so far for Clemson, and make it two. And there's, it's a three-point shot-a-thon early on. Mayer, nice cut and a foul. Good find by over 1,000 points and over 500 assists in her career. A couple of years at Duke, dropping dimes.
We got a couple of good point guards in this one. A little bit overshadowed across the league. But did Rose play well yesterday?
Oh, and she had to, because Moore was in foul trouble early, and then Mia exploded in the second half for Clemson. Nice find inside Rose in the first game of our quadruple header here at the ACC Tournament quarterfinal action. Jordan Wood inside the rebound. Robertson will try for three. That's off of Moore out of play after they tore off on that 17-game winning streak, their longest in a couple of decades. Tiana Mayer out of the timeout. Hit.
Moves into the vision.
I think the big answer that Duke fans are looking for, Debbie, is how do they respond to the two late season losses to Clemson? Here's the Tigers. Nice move to the bucket for Taylor Johnson-Matthews.
Great job of rejecting. Coach Poppy over there has had a heck of a year coaching his team.
His biggest win in the regular season was against this Duke team as Nelson drops one. Harriman, who was out there, number 21 in orange. Shot clock's winding down. Raven going to work. Can't get it up, and there's a shot clock violation. They go over the point here with Mayer out of the game right now, getting some attention on the Duke bench. Fournier,
wow.
Look out, she's knocked out. And scored now in over 3 minutes. Big reason why, 4 turnovers during that stretch, and there's Rose on the drive.
See, and Poppy's looking at his team.
Jump out to the early lead through the first quarter of play. Fournier, quadruple team, that allowed Thomas to get in there for the rebound.
Yeah, that's where the
Mayer thought about it again. She's hunting early. Here's Thomas, mid-range, good.
They still have that weapon in Toby Fournier available to them to pound it inside.
Blue Devils now with their biggest lead, and that was short-lived. The three is good.
I would get out of the way and let her take it.
Boy, great job by Mayer. They finally get it into Demira and could not muscle that one up and in. Yeah.
And then NC State's backcourt, don't sleep on them. They're going to be ready to play.
Zam and Zoe. In and out for Clemson. And avenge one of their 2 regular season losses in the conference. Mayer, open three. Good ball movement for the Blue Devils.
On Duke's switching defense.
Well, they got the ball to that side, and then they went away from it. On the drive, Robertson able to bother the shot. And another. Fournier leaves it off for Jackson. A little 2-man game. Nice pick and roll. Toby for 2. Working inside, Robertson around and out. And that's going to be run over the last 4.5 minutes.
ISO Fournier.
Yeah, got Morgan Lee in the ball game now. And Toby wide open. Jackson knew exactly where. Fournier spins to the right hand, no.
Fournier.
Meanwhile, at this end, just 1 basket this quarter for Clemson. Looking for another one. Lee misses the layup. Final 2 minutes of this first half. Rose to Lee. And Morgan gets loose by Fournier. And down on the deck is Thomas.
Numbers.
Jackson back to Toby for the layup. Duke. Mayer will make the decision. Ball in her hands, off the cross, floats it.
I mean, you had a foul to give.
Thomas, the follow is good.
Look at the closing time of.
And they started out with a turnover.
So
Jess
good.
Sims. What?
Get downhill to get our offense going.
Well, Jess, they have to stretch out the Duke defense. They are just collapsed in the gaps, and they haven't made enough shots to stretch Duke all the way to green coverage. Now they're showing a hard hedge and then recovering.
Hines spins to the middle and misses the layup. And Fournier is fouled.
Invite it so you can attack it. It's a mindset.
Jackson, nice ball fake to the perimeter, and she'll take it. Kara Lawson challenged her two starting guards. You got to be better than in the regular season loss to Clemson, and they have both responded here this morning. Really stretch this out now. Fournier already has a pair of threes. She's been way short on her last two, but there's Thomas with the rebound. And scoreless through the first 4 minutes of this third quarter. Still without a free throw attempt, and there's Rachel. North Carolina had a huge day yesterday, even though they didn't play. They will benefit greatly from of late. They're 11-1 in their last 12 games, which is a big piece of criteria for the committee.
It's a relentless, great defensive habit. They move their feet, they got high hands, they're connected. And then you got to deal with the elite speed of me. They did Clemson in their win.
Mayer steps towards the rim. Thomas, another offensive rebound. Delaney Thomas going to work on it.
She won't flail when she shoots. You know, just go to score. Play through the contact. Be solid. You're going to draw plenty of fouls because you are your player. See how everybody's hugged up on their player? Nobody is helping.
Tough shot, a good fade. The starting point guard. All ACC first teamer, as well as the defensive team. Fournier pass. Off the takeaway, Moore. And then she loses it. And a held ball mid-December. So those two starters, two key cogs, have been missing pretty much the entire ACC season.
When Jaden Donovan not able to go, but they got better on offense because Riley Nelson got put in the lineup. So there was a good change.
Seeds, depending on what happens at the SEC tournament. UCLA was actually losing earlier today to Washington in the Big Ten.
See around a connected group of women that really want to excel.
Unattended.
And she's helped get them there. Need some size and some length. Well, if you're Clemson.
And there's Rose on the.
Neither team was an offensive explosion in the third quarter.
Well, the regular season upset for Clemson was 53-51. And good follow-up. Fournier, no. Gets her own miss. Will try again and got it.
87.5% of the shots that she makes are at the rim.
It's been more of an outside shooting game and mid-range game for the Blue Devils thus far.
She made.
But she's only a 55% shooter there. And we've seen in the past, we'll see if it continues to the free throw shooting. Of course, they don't have a deep bench as we kick.
No foul. She's got to stay tough in there.
Here she is with a catch. Out to Cone for three. Way off. Mayer kept the pivot foot down to find Nelson in the short corner.
And the level of play gets a little bit more intense. Oh, Moore gets the space to the rim. Oh, she needed to keep going.
Winner of this one will be there.
Somehow Jones.
Ooh, that Hannah, she's so damn hot right now, Debbie. Zoolander. Nelson looking for three, no. And that's Hines over there on the inbounds. Looking for the shooter. Jackson, no, and Robertson is there. She does not have a three-pointer yet today.
That's America's play on the baseline right there. Everyone runs that. Good backdoor.
Mothers have left. Remember, Kara came in right around an Elite Eight appearance a year ago. And now the expectation.
Well, Gail Gestencourt took Duke to 4 Final Fours and 2 championship games.
Tournament MVP Isis Tillis. It's a blast from the past. Good change of pace from Cone.
They got more games to play.
Yeah, I don't think. Do you see any changes in their status? I mean, they're an NCAA tournament team. They're probably, teams right now. The expectation for the ACC. Clemson and Virginia, maybe around an 8, 9, 10. We'll see how it all plays out. Certainly would appear at this point, UConn, UCLA, best. And then for Texas, well, if you can make a run and beat South Carolina, then you may be the overall 3 seed. And get a chance to Sun and Moffitt's 2014 teams were both undefeated. So that's the only time that an unbeaten power team is.
So I have a hard time believing that the quads don't factor in. We'll see, because you can look at strength of schedule and you can look at some numbers. It depends on what number.
Their numbers do not stack up with the teams around them. So for the committee to have, is that going to be enough?
Right. And then if you end up with South Carolina 3 and Texas a 4, be in fan support.
Yes.
Wouldn't you want to see Texas in Fort Worth?
I don't see why they wouldn't put Texas on one side and TCU on the other.
Then you're going to send South Carolina to South. Threes.
Moore will take it all the way and misses the uncontested. Shot clock's winding down. Nelson stripped by Rose.
They'll regroup.
Yep, they're going to be back in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2019. State.
Again, Demir Hines creating some space inside. Good shot fake.
Boy, the fundamentals for. Three-pointer is good from Moore. Debbie was still in college.
Donna Holt's banner is hanging in the rafters in Charlottesville because I guarded her.
And Clemson will head home and get themselves prepared for Selection Sunday.
Has done a great job this year.
Yep.
Most wins. A lot of proud Tigers around the program.
Led by Toby Fournier today with a double-double. 17 points, 10 rebounds, and the defense that...
Scores 22 points in the second half, and they do it with their defense, Beth. They've got length, they've got a rim presence.
Has moved into position. The regular season champion, Duke Blue Devils. 60-46.